review the album that Mikael says is the best album of all time. I say it's a classic.
I did not say that. I did not say that.
You said okay, debatable.
I said I could argue that it's the best rap album. Personally, my personal favorite, best album of all time in the hip-hop rap category is Ice Cube's Death Certificate. Personally, in my
Death Certificate. So you like Death Certificate better than America Most?
Yes, I do. For a myriad of reasons.
I think Death Certificate is better too. But, a lot of people say America Most is their favorite. I think we might be in the minority saying Death Certificate, but I agree with you.
No, I think that's generation. I think people that's like us, 30 area, I think we agree that Death Certificate is better. I think when some people maybe a step younger than us go back and listen to Q's catalog, they might like America's Most a little bit more, simply because the subject matter and the production was a little bit more tailor-made for more, I don't want to say carnal, but a more, I guess I got to say carnal-minded individual. Like, they'll understand Once Upon a Time in the projects. They understand Get Off My D and Tell Your Bitch to Come In. They, those are the type of things they understand. You get to America's Most, you get to Death Certificate, he's a little bit more social, political, more, more conscious on that album, so they probably, can't rock with it like that.
Right. True.
But getting to Makaveli, I don't want to derail.
Yeah. Let's start from the beginning. Well, I got some interesting questions too. Like, I always like to think if the same type of album came out today, what would be the reception of it? Like, so we know what the reception was when it came out. When it came out, Tupac had just died, and he was just coming off the success of All Eyes on Me, which was a very successful album. And then, he died, and then, Makaveli the Don, Killuminati, the 7 Day Theory came out. And, I think most people liked the album instantly. I did. I remember buying it on cassette, which is crazy. Like, because back then, like the tapes was a lot cheaper to buy than CDs. So I remember the day I bought it. I bought the Makaveli album, and I bought what other album? It was like what was that group? What was the Bone group that they formed? Mo Thugs. Yeah, I bought the cassette of
You bought Mo Thugs?
I bought Mo Thugs.
Mo Thugs,
yeah.
bro.
I was you wasn't a Bone Thugs and Harmony fan back in the day?
I love Bone Thugs and Harmony, but it was just funny that you said Bone Group.
Mo Thugs. Because you remember, I thought it was going to be like another Bone album, right? But it wasn't. Yeah. So when I bought it, I felt like I was mad. I felt like they deceived me with that album. Because I thought I was getting a Bone Thugs and Harmony album. I got this shit. That shit was trash. I hated that album. Like, I don't think I ever listened to that album straight through. But anyway, that's off subject. I bought the Mo Thugs album, and I bought the Makaveli album the same day. So, listen to it. It was just, hey, come on, man. Come on, man.
Just listening to that. You bought Mo Thugs. Mo Thugs? Man, there was a lot of stuff in 96. You grabbed Mo Thugs?
I got it all, though.
So you wrote because Mo Thugs was ill.
He said Mo Thugs, not Bone Thugs. Mo Thugs was crazy Bone joint.
Hey, you got to remember back in the day. Hey, let's not be revisionist. Let's not have revisionist history. Like, you remember, in 96, Bone was still, like, the hottest group out besides Wu-Tang.
They was.
I was a crazy Bone Thugs and Heart. It wasn't like Mo Thugs ever had an album before this. How was I supposed to know it was going to be trash? You know what I'm saying? Like, you remember, this is before the internet was really, really popping. It wasn't like the album was leaking like this. This is a whole different day and age, man.
Right.
Like,
best you can do is you can go to FYE and get your little 10-second sample. Go to FYE, get your little 10-second. That's about all you can get. That's all you can get.
Exactly. And let me not get on you. You got a whack ass album. So let's not go there.
What? No, I got a few of them still sitting in the closet. Ain't got no scratches, no blemishes. That boy looks brand new. Cause I listened to it one time, 2 times, and it's still that.
Mikhail, you told me you bought Nature album. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man. But
my God. Yeah.
But anyway, I remember buying the Makaveli album, and it just gives you a certain feel. Like, it gives you the feel that a lot of newer albums is missing. It's like, that album where you could just vibe and listen to over and over again, where you could just vibe and just catch the middle, where you know it by heart, the track list by heart. It's rare now where I buy an album and actually can just memorize song by song. It's rare, and that's what this album gave you. That's what a lot of the albums back then gave. It just gave you a feel, and it was great. So, but I want to ask y'all, what was y'all feeling when you first bought the album, and what do you think the reaction would be if this album came out right now? Do you think did the album age well, or, does it sound dated? So, I'm talking to you, Miss Baba, first with this.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see. First and foremost, I think that you want to try to start a war because you're talking about Tupac died. There's still some conspiracy theorists out there that believe that him dropping Makaveli was some sort of premonition.
He's still coming back. What you talking about? 2017 he's coming.
Exactly. So, you trying to start some shit. So I didn't see it, but yeah. Honestly, I've always liked Tupac, and the reason why is because I just felt like he just gave like things that were missing. Like he always would be the one to try to uplift. His songs was like, his album was kind of like it reminded me of like a uplifting gospel album, only because of the fact like it's just like his songs were really just trying to like resonate with people, but then also uplift you from whatever situation you were in. But aside from that, I don't really care too much for Makaveli, and I'm probably in the
oh my God! Man, what am I?
What?
I don't.
This is what I've heard. I've heard Biggie's cute, and now you don't care too much for Makaveli. See, I done proved my point. This is more East Coast, West Coast stuff. We let that go years ago, sister. Come on now. What? All right, go ahead, finish. Go finish.
Oh, man. Yo, you call me off guard with that, Miss Baba. I'm not going to lie to you. I wasn't prepared for that.
Don't get me wrong. Like he has some really good songs on the album, but like to say that it like I can't mess with Mikhail talking about is the best. It's debatable whether it's the best album of all time. Like nah, not even close. I'm sorry. But,
not close. Oh my God.
Not even close. There's maybe like 4 songs on the whole album that I was like, oh, that was hitting for.
What? Oh my God, my ears starting to hurt. Oh my God.
Oh. Yo.
Because like, all right, so his first one, Bomb First, that was ill. Like the beat was crazy. I was loving it, right? And then he started with this Hail Mary crap. I'm sorry, but that's
man.
Hail Mary is like the worst thing in the world. Like, why?
Oh my God!
Like, why? What do we have here now? Like, that shit is so whack. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh
like,
shit!
Well, we just lost some listeners.
I tried to listen to it, but Hail Mary was not hitting for. My favorite song on there was Just Like Daddy was good. That's my shit. And then Me and My Girlfriend, of course, that was good. And Against All Odds. Everything else was kind of butt. I'm sorry.
What?
I really apologize.
Hold on, Miss Baba.
I don't really want to hurt anyone's feelings, but that is the God-honest truth. And I'm tired of people trying to talk about, no. I'm sorry.
Wow.
No. It's not all great.
Wow.
I digress.
Wow.
To answer your question as to what I think people would think of it now, like if he would have dropped this album now, I don't think it would have been received in a good way because of the fact that he wasn't a dancing type dude. And nowadays, if you don't got a dance to go along with the song, so,
yeah, you know. Hold up, Miss Baba. You know, Tupac started off as a dancer, right? With Digital Underground. This is what you know, right?
I did not know that he was a dancer, but the Tupac that I know that's actually dead. I'm just saying, like he wasn't doing like the whipping Nene and stuff. You know what I mean? So if he didn't drop music like that. So I don't think it would have been received in a good way now, to be honest, because he was too lyrical. He was too real.
What about Kendrick? Kendrick don't do that.
Huh?
Kendrick and J. Cole don't do that though. They still sell.
Well, that is true, but that's also probably why they're not like. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it because everyone's gonna hate my guts.
Yeah, you didn't went deep already. You way over in 8 feet of water. You way over there.
Now, Mikael.
I've literally never heard nobody say that Makaveli only got 4 good songs. I've never heard that a day in my life. Like that is.
Got 4 good songs on there. I'm sorry.
That is amazing. Wow.
That's what it is.
Mikael, we kind of got off the deep end with that one. I was surprised that you said that, Ms. Bala. But Mikael, well, same question to you. Like, what was your reaction when the album first came out?
And how would it be received today?
How would it be received today? Go ahead.
All right. Well, for me personally, my personal experience is I was a Tupac fan ever since I first saw the video Trapped on the box. I don't know if y'all had the box out where y'all was at. Did y'all have the channel The Box?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. So it's a channel called The Box. And when I saw the video Trapped, of course I like Brenda Got a Baby, but it was the one that Trapped. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That was the one that kind of had me and pulled me in, you know. And then I like what my homies called. So I was a fan of Tupac since Tupacalypse now. With that said, I never liked his second album, though, Strictly for My Niggas. I hated that album. I was so disappointed.
Was terrible on there.
I hated that album.
The production was pretty bad.
And, you know, the thing is, I almost went to jail as a shorty for that album. I was a shorty, and I shoplifted that album. Yeah, I went to the Korean store on 63rd Hall Street. I ain't had no money, but I wanted that album that bad, and I shoplifted that boy. And they caught me. I had stole that one. I stole it was like 2 other albums. It was a Chicago artist. It wasn't Common though. It was a Chicago group. I can't remember, but it's like 2 other things. And I jumped and I ran out of that boy, and the Korean dude chased me down the street. I almost went to jail for this for Strictly for My Niggas, man. And I was so disappointed that that was the one that only had like 4 songs I liked. But he got me back with Me Against the World. Then when he went to jail, he came back, All Eyes on Me. That was it. I damn near put a tattoo on my stomach. But I think damn near, yeah, I was that much Tupac fan. I was damn near. I wasn't ever going to do an earring in the nose, though. I wasn't ever going to do an earring in the nose, though. That just wasn't going to happen. First off, it wasn't flying where I was at. They clown you and beat you up for having an earring in your nose. But anyway, the magnitude when Makaveli dropped, this is right off the Tupac being killed. And to give the climate where I was at, Tupac was pretty much the one. He was the one. You think about your biggest artist now, if your biggest artist in your mind is Future or Drake, take that and magnify that by 2 or 3, because you're talking about somebody who not only was selling millions of records, but he was also had very successful movies. He was also somebody that every time he did an interview, everybody was listening. Like people was passing tapes of his interviews around on the streets like it was mixtapes, just to hear his interviews. You know what I mean? This is where he was at with a Tupac. So when he died, it crushed everybody. you know, and I'm in mixed feelings as a shorty, not knowing if this was some result of the East Coast, West Coast. This is before I got into all the conspiracy theories and everything telling me about him getting killed by the FBI and all that stuff. This is before that. I really thought Puff and them did it, like for real. As a shorty, I thought Diddy and them did the shit, like, you know. So that was the effect of that one. I did actually buy that CD. And, man, just from open and jump, you know, just the energy from Bomb first all the way through when he was, you know, he went right after everybody, you know. Hail Mary. Excuse Miss Baba, y'all. She, you know, we working on her.
Nah, there's no way. Hail Mary was just, I'm sorry. It was not.
We working on her. But everybody in the real world know that Hail Mary is a classic song. Outside of the fact that I have to agree with my brother Sue, the Outlaws, you know, they just made it a little long on that one. That song might be a verse too long, like maybe one verse too long. You know what I mean?
You put one too many Outlaws on the song.
Right, you know. Yeah. But them two verses, you know, to the picture repack with promise makers, never realize things is wasted. That is classic. How can you not like that, Miss? That's some of the realest stuff that you will ever hear. How can you not like it? You know what, I'm going to leave that alone. Anywho, but then you go there, you go to Toss It Up, which ran the radio when that came out. And that sent the first shots that let us know that he had a problem with Dre. That shocked everybody. You know what I mean? But for that, To Live and Die in L.A. was a great song, you know, a great song. The songs that stand out for me, my standouts, of course, is Hail Mary, of course, is Bomb First. Blast for me was a song of social commentary that pretty much summed up politics, social engineering, religion. It was a great song. The song Crazy is another one that sums it up. He just had a lot of songs that were deep and introspective. It dealt with everyday living. It wasn't just about where All Eyes on Me. He had some songs like that, but All Eyes on Me was more tailor-made toward the radio, street songs, stuff that you could play on the radio, clubs. Makaveli was more of a social introspective look at a young man living in America, basically. White Man's World, that was another one. And then he threw the beef on there, so you had the conflict and the beef and everything, and him going at everybody on a couple of songs, or about 2 or 3 songs, and everything else was, you know, point to be taken. The reason why I argue it with Ice Cube Death Certificate, because Death Certificate has that same feel. It's more than just an album of radio hits, street hits, club hits, what bang in the whip. It's a social commentary, a deep introspective look at our lives in America. You know, if somebody's outside of this country trying to figure out what do y'all go through here, those are 2 albums you can put on and you'll know exactly what we're going through. They told our story for us. That's the reason why I argue it being some of the best albums produced in hip-hop, simply because when you get albums like Reasonable Doubt, yep, I said Shots Fired, Only Built for Cuban Links, those are great albums. But again, you're getting a false sense of brothers trying to delve into that mafioso feel that was real big in the middle of the 90s. If everybody remember, this is the time when like Casino and Goodfellas and Carlito's Way and all this stuff was coming out. So you had a lot of hip-hop kind of reflecting that feel in the mid-90s. But, you know, when you're talking about Death Certificate and Makaveli, you don't get that. You really get a commentary from the street, from the young brother's perspective. And that's why I think everybody was able to kind of get with these albums, because it was more than just what could be banged in a whip. It was something that you put in your headphones and you kind of could connect to based on how you was living, you know. How would it be received today? I think Tupac had a unique gift on being able to write songs. He just had a gift for it. As Brother Sue alluded to, seeing the success of a J. Cole and a Kendrick, and pretty much they're the ones that's doing the record sales. Like when you looking at these other people, they're killing it on the radio, they're getting the radio spins. But when we're talking about actual units being moved, actual downloads, Cole, Kendrick, they the ones that selling. You know, all these other dudes, they not moving no units like that. They moving units as far as they singles, but nobody's getting their album like that, you know. So I think that kind of album would be well received in this climate, especially when we're thinking about ever since Obama getting into office and I'm sure Pac would have had something to say about that. Trayvon Martin on up to Eric Gardner and Mike Brown and Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland, all these events that took place. I'm pretty sure that would have been heavily latent into the content of his music, and people would have once again connected because it was a story for us and him speaking on our behalf to the rest of the world. So I think it would have been very well received. If they received Kendrick Lamar's Pimp a Butterfly like that, I'm pretty sure Pac would have been a little bit more elaborate, a little bit more clear on the message. Kendrick was clear on the message, but, you know, he's more of a layered lyricist. So it's like, you know, that message sometimes gets misconstrued because you got to kind of follow him lyrically. Pac was a direct individual. You know, he was real direct. I think it would be very well received, you know.
So we got about roughly a little bit over 10 minutes left. So what I do is go through each track and just give it a rating from 1 to 5. You know how they used to have the 5 mic album? Let's do it with the songs instead right now. And before we do that, I guess I told you how I felt when it first came out and how I think it would be received today. I think it'd be received well. I don't know how much it would sell, but we got to remember, Pac will still be alive. I think it will at least go gold because Nas albums usually still go gold, and he really try for the trendy radio singles anymore. So a lot of the older guys don't really try that no more. He would have a core fan base, and I think the album would be received pretty well from his core fans. Now, the younger people, I don't know if the younger people really be into it, but, you know, I think it would be received well by people our age and up. And maybe some a little bit younger, too, that really, you know, messages and themes. Now, let's go through the album, give it a 1 through 5. Try to do a little quick because, like, we don't got that much time left. But let's start off with Bomb First, the intro, and Bomb First.
5.
1 through 5.
Yeah,
I could give it
a 5.
I could get with a 5. I could give it a 5 with that one. Okay, yeah, I definitely like the intro. Set it off. You know, niggas still breathing, fucking roaches, and the beat drop. And you gotta remember, at the time, the Bomb First beat was hard as hell at the time. Right now, it might be a little dated now, but at the time, it was hard. It wasn't like the craziest diss of all time to me, or nothing like that. I don't think the actual lyrics really hurt the artist he was attacking, but it was still a pretty dope intro. Now, we already went over Hail Mary. Now, Miss Bottom, what you going to give it, a 0 or a 1?
Nah, you being too nice. I give that a -5.
Come on.
Come on, man. Oh, come on, man.
Come on. Mikael, what you give it?
You know what? At the time, I probably would have gave it about 4.5, only because the Outlaws take a half a point away. But the fact is, the song has become an all-time classic. I got to give it a 5. I got to. It lasted the test of time.
For impact, I give it a 5 because people still freestyle off the beat to this day. So for impact, I give it a 5. Like for me, I remember the song when it first came out, but you know how you hear a song so much you start not to like it, kind of, or does it hit you the same?
I think that's
like
what happened to me.
Yeah, but you say it's like trash though. It's not trash. It just kind of, you know, for me, kind of got worn out. So I give it a 5 though, just off of impact. Okay, so then we got Toss It Up. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I hated Toss It Up. I do not like Toss It Up at all. I give Toss It Up like a fucking 2.5.
Actually, I think I did like Toss It Up.
know why I didn't like it? I hate the beat because they basically just took the No Diggity beat, which I didn't like anyway, and he basically just flipped the No Diggity beat to like diss Dre, and then like all the singing. I'm really not a huge fan of Danny Boy. I ain't really like Toss It Up.
Yeah, that was my problem with Toss It Up.
I'll give it a 3.
My problem, I got to give it a 3, so I can agree there. Because the only problem I had with, I think Toss It Up should have only been Casey and JoJo.
Mm-hmm.
But he put like Aaron Hall, he put like it was just too much. It's just too much. It was just a little too much. If he just would have had it, him and Casey and JoJo, he would have been all right.
I see what he was trying to do. He was trying to show that he could do a song like that better than Drake. Like,
right.
So I get the direction he was going in, but I just didn't like the way he pulled it off, to be honest.
Right.
So next we got Live and Die in L.A. What'd you give that, Meek?
I give it a 4.
All right. How about you, Miss Baba?
I think that deserves a 2.
A 2? Wow.
God.
Wow.
If we had more time, I would go into it, but yeah, I know we're trying to wrap up, but yeah, it's about a 2.
I give it around a 4 as well. It's not the craziest song in the world. Like, it's okay. It's all right. Yeah. Now, your joint, Blasphemy, I don't even got to ask you, Mikhail. I already know you're giving Blasphemy a 5.
Yeah, that's a 5. That's a 5. The beat hot. The subject matter is crazy. Pac went in on that song. Went in.
How about you, Miss Baba?
Only because of the lyrics, I'll probably give it another 2.75.
Wow. Because I don't even understand what you mean, though. I'm kind of lost. Because of the lyrics. Are you saying the lyrics is good or bad?
No, the lyrics are the only, because of the lyrics, that's the only thing that I would give it a 2.75 for, but I really wanted to give the song a 0, but I'm going to give it a 2.75.
Oh, but the lyrics is the main part of the song. I don't understand. What, you just hate the beat or something? No.
Yeah, the beat was kind of trash, so I have to go with overall execution of the whole. Because I look at a song and I don't look at it just for the lyrics. I look at it for everything. So it's a whole project. And for me, for the lyrics, they were really good. So I'll give him that credit and say 2.75.
I give it a 4.5. I
can't believe what I'm hearing here. I can't believe what I'm hearing.
I give it a 4.5.
I'm not my favorite.
It's not my favorite song on the album. I get, like, you know what? Like I said, I got the cassette. Side B, the B side, is my shit on Makaveli. But anyway, if we got, the life we live is stuck. I forgot the official name of the song.
Right.
The life we live is stuck. Everybody. Life as an Outlaw, I think it was.
Yeah, that's what it's called, Life as an Outlaw.
Like, the song is, I don't like the beat of the song at all, but it is catchy. And he was flowing on it. The Outlaws didn't do too bad on this song either.
No, that's another 4 for me. Because I did like it does, I do like the feel of it. It does pick the energy back up after you come from, Blasphemy.
I give it around a 4. I give it around a 4 because of the flow. I don't really like the beat, but I still like the song, though. How about you, Miss Baba?
Yeah.
That's probably like a 0.
Oh, my God. Okay. Wow. Oh,
It's seriously
okay.
a 0. I'm sorry.
All right.
Okay.
Just like Daddy, Miss Baba. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Daddy?
Oh, just like Daddy? 5.
5.
Yeah,
So,
5 all the way around.
I give
that a 5 too.
Yeah, I get that a 5 too. I remember that was the stuff at the house parties.
Just like Daddy, come on.
That was
love just like that. Love just like that. That's my joy. Now,
yeah, that was the stuff at the house parties.
Now, next song, Crazy. Crazy is definitely a 5. Crazy might be my favorite song on the album. Well, maybe.
Yeah, it's probably between that.
Very crazy.
Yeah, Crazy 5 for me too.
Hold on, you don't like Crazy, Miss Baba?
No, that's about a 1.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Like, that's,
wow.
I don't even I don't even play it anymore. I just skip right over it. Like I can't.
Wow.
You should listen to it again. Crazy is
I just
a ill
listened to
song,
it again
man.
today.
Okay. I don't know what to say. Okay.
DEQ, crazy as zero. That's what's up. Okay.
What about?
I've learned a lot today.
What about White Men World?
Another 5.
Yeah, I give that.
You know what? That one was all right. I give it a 4.
Yeah, that was a 4. I think that's a 5. I like the fact that he put the Farrakhan little samples of the speeches in it. Yeah, White Man World was my shit. Me and My Girlfriend. How about that, Miss Bauer?
A 5.
You know what? I wanted to give Me and My Girlfriend a 5 so bad, but I always felt this way. He did kind of bite that from Nas. He did.
Yeah, and he definitely did.
And the thing is, what I didn't respect was the fact you bit the idea from Nas and then you dissed him. Like, that kind of always threw me. Like, when I was listening to it, because, I already had It Was Written on repeat by then. You know what I mean? That was my shit, It Was Written. And he was banging It Was Written. And then I'm hearing this, I'm like, damn, that sounds a whole lot like what Nas did. And then he gets to Against All Odds and he dissed him. I'm like, wow, I'm in the Twilight Zone. What the hell is going on around here? You take his idea and then you diss him?
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
You diss him? So I gotta give it a 4.5 because of that. I can't respect that. You gotta give that man his props for taking his idea.
Yeah, I either give it a 4 or a 4.5 just because of that. It's a great song.
But it is a hot song. It's a hot song.
It's a great song. I gotta take points off though for that. And Pharaoh March did the Bullet thing too, similar as well. So
it was somebody else did it too. I think like not the Lost Boys, but like Main Source or somebody did the concept idea like that too. It was some boy group from the early '90s that did that too. So yeah. Yeah.
Now next song is an underrated Tupac. This might be one Tupac's most underrated songs. Hold Your Head. I give that a 5.
Yeah, I'm a 5 with that one too. That grew on me real good.
Yeah, people never talk about that song.
I love the message in that one. That one I'll have to give a 5.
How you like the message in that? Don't like the one from Blasphemy? What? Okay, I'm gonna leave it.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I do like Hold Your Head better than Blasphemy myself, though, personally. That's just me. I do like Hold Your Head better.
I don't know what I like better, but I like both of them, though. It's a 5 for me, though.
Yeah. And Against All Odds, what you get at, Miss Lala?
A 5.
Yeah, it's a 5 for me, too. I get that one a 5.
I give it.
That dude. He rocked out on some people on that one, and the beat crazy.
You know what's crazy? I might be in a minority, but I actually like Against All Odds better than Hit 'Em Up, personally.
I do too.
That's just me.
I used to argue that back in the day.
I agree.
You ain't in no minority.
Okay.
I used to argue that back in the day in school. I sure did.
Because when I tell people that, they look at me like I'm crazy. But I'm like, I really think, because, Hit 'Em Up was cool.
You must have found your
It was a
kinfolk
cool
or
song.
something, because we all agree on that one.
He went in more in depth. It was the depth. He went more in depth with Against All Odds.
It was more it was more personal, and you could feel the realness more Against All Odds, in my opinion. Even though I don't particularly like the Against All Odds beat, but it kind of matches what he was saying, spitting in the song.
Right.
But yeah, overall, it's a classic album. It's Bob. I'm in between both of y'all. I think Meek, Kyle, you go a little bit too far talking about debatable.
No, I don't. I can go get any other person; they'll agree with me.
Not any other. Now, you all went on the other end. 4 good songs. Really, the whole B side of the CD is classic, and a lot of the A side. The only songs I really don't like is Toss It Up. But peace. We about to run out of time. Peace.
Peace.
Fios is not cable. We're wired differently, which means you can get the fastest internet available with equal upload and download speeds from 50 to 500 megs. So you can upload 200 photos before your favorite song is finished. Click the ad and switch to Fios today to get our best offer ever. Fios is not cable. We're wired differently, which means you can get the fastest internet available with equal upload and download speeds from 50 to 500 megs. So you can upload 200 photos before your favorite song is finished. Click the ad and switch to Fios today to get our best offer ever.